So today I needed to actually do this for my clients because many are having their comments come through on their conversion multipliers. So many people don't actually understand how to take the comment into a conversation and then have a conversation in Messenger that then leads to a call. Now, our clients, majority of them from Laurel's $7 program or from Lean on Laurel, and they're people who don't like running their own ads. So they understand the processes, or they've learned some of them, but there are some parts of the process which is just too much to actually try and take in from all the training. So we help people with that. That's one of our actually services. So Laura's actually just updated her training. So I'm going to take the majority of this from the new training. And if you need this, I have my own version. So just drop a message below, drop a comment below, and I can send it over to you if you're getting stuck. And also about how to transition people from comment into a conversation that then transitions into a call, a booked call with your ideal clients. Okay, so what is this that we all get stuck on? I know where it comes from because I used to do lead generation, and that was where we first began with digital marketing about 5 years ago now. We used to do it just for estate agents because I've bought and sold so many properties that I understand what it's like being a customer of an estate agent, and I also could recognise there were lots of things that they could do differently to make their lives easier and the customer's life easier. So this is where I first started out with this. But the point of this is we were using lead magnets before, and then we're using Facebook lead forms, and it's a completely different thing to using Laurel's value bomb method, which is what we're doing here. Okay, now because the majority of us who've been in marketing so long had been using lead magnets and not value bombs, we didn't really get what Laurel was telling us, okay? The main difference is that we are not giving them something in exchange for their details, okay? What we're actually doing is we are leading them into a conversation so we can actually diagnose their real problem right now, so we can then take them into a call and help them with our service. And this is what this is for. Okay, so we're not selling them anything at all. We're not giving them the lead magnet they're asking for. Well, sometimes you can, sometimes you need to, but the majority of the time you're not. So just pretend you're not giving them the value bomb, which you also will probably consider to be a lead magnet. In fact, with this particular strategy, you're not even going to make anything at the beginning. You're just going to say you've got it because you know if they wanted it and needed it, you could make that quick for them. The whole point is actually diagnose what problems they actually have and then to actually solve that problem for them. Now, how to have the conversation in Messenger is another massive part of it though. Okay, that's where you start. And the thing you want to do is once you have somebody comment below your conversion multiplier, is you need to take them through a very specific sequence for this to work well. It's a tried and tested method. It's been going on for absolute years. And people still use this today to make thousands every single month. So we know this still works, okay? Now, what you need to do is make sure that you've got your conversion multiplier set up properly, okay? If you're in the training of a $7 program, just go to the right training. If you're not sure, send me a message and I will send you the link of what you need to know to set this little ad up and have it running so you get in your comments and then you have your conversations. Okay, let's say you've had some people comment below your conversion multiplier now. The first thing you need to do is comment back. You've comment with their name and you make sure that they know that you're about to send them a message. Add them as a friend as well at the same time. And I let people know I'm going to add them as a friend in that comment. So I'm going to add you as a friend and I'm also going to message you in Messenger. Okay. I then click on add a friend and next to it you have Messenger. So add a friend, comment to Messenger. Now there's one thing you need to watch out for right now because of security. Facebook sometimes puts us in spam because obviously we're not a friend. And sometimes you'll find you can't even befriend them depending on their security settings on their Facebook profile account. Okay, don't worry about that for now. There's things we can do for that, not many. So the first thing you do is you message them, and what you're going to tell them first is why you're messaging them. So you tell them that they've commented below your post. You tell them what your post was about so they remember. Okay, and then you say, would you mind if I ask you a few questions? Okay, now everything you need is in the training for this. So if you get stuck on the part of what you need to put underneath, either go back to the training or message me and I'll send you the link for this particular training because I'm not going to go into too much depth right here because you have all the information you need. what I want to tell you right now is the concept. The concept is that you are not trying to give them the free lead magnet you said you've got. You are looking to solve their most immediate, smallest problem. Okay, so you're going to do this through a sequence of conversations back and forth with them, like playing ping pong. Okay, and you're looking to find out what is actually wrong at this moment in time that will then lead into the bigger problem that you can actually solve. Okay, you do this through a series of questions with them. It should only take you 1 or 2 or 3 back and forth. You're not going to solve their problem in Messenger though. Okay, you're going to find out, you're going to identify what their actual problem is right now that you can solve. And then you're going to say, I have a document for that. Give me 10 minutes and I will get right back to you. And then you go away, okay? You grab yourself a Google document, you write out what you know you would do to solve that problem. And Laurel always says, she always acts as if they just paid her $500 to solve this little problem in 10 minutes or less, okay? Now this is important, okay? And by doing that, you'll build trust and certainty, okay? So then you go away and you know that you can solve this tiny problem. You're an expert in what you do, so you just go type it out. You can even think of it as being like a friend who's got this problem right now, so you understand what you just tell them. Don't overthink this. Don't think it's going to be pretty and all that. All you're doing is solving a small problem. I often liken it to somebody having a headache right now, even though they've got a problem with the whole body, and you'd be able to go, here, have this painkiller. It'll solve the pain for about 4 or 6 hours. And then you could then say, and if you need me to help you with the rest of your problem going on with your body or your mind, come back to me because I've got a solution for that too. Okay. And once you've created your document that solves a little problem, you record yourself on Loom explaining how that would work for them. And at the end of that document, you let them know how they can contact you for the next part. I just put a link in straight to booking in a call with me or booking in an appointment with me. I just put it straight to my Zoom calendar. So on my GHL, okay. So all you're doing is you're letting them know that you can help them. You're solving a tiny problem, and then you're showing them that you can actually help them with the next stage too, that you've got the information, you've got the service that they need, and you can continue helping them if they need it, okay? And then you send them a link to the doc, make sure that it's shareable, make sure they can view it, because that's sometimes something we forget when we're sharing Google Docs. Make sure it's as smooth as possible. And then they should be able to, in theory, use that in a 10-minute, you're going through in 10 minutes for them, and it should solve their problem in the next 24 to 48 hours. Okay. Then you want to follow up. Okay. If they haven't booked in a call, you now have a really good reason to go back to them and say, hey, I wondered how that went. And obviously name what it is you did and then ask them about it. You will find some people will say they didn't have time. That actually gives you a good opportunity to have a bit more of a conversation to see if that was their most immediate problem right now. See if there's something else. People don't always, if they're in a bit of distress or feeling a bit overwhelmed, sometimes they don't know how you could help them. Okay. So then just identify, is there another problem that's before this problem? The majority of the time people just would have forgotten about it because they were feeling overwhelmed, and you can say, oh, you know what? I found this first of all too. But once I did this, it actually made this feel so much better. Just give them some help and advice, okay? Don't do it for them. Let them go and see how brilliant you are by doing what it is you've suggested. But just, keep following up every now and again and see if they'll come back to you. But the majority of people will actually go and do this, if you've done this right, and they'll just go, oh my goodness me, this person knows what they're doing. You build a little bit of trust because you're on the Loom and that as well, and you've taken the time. And they will book in a call, and then you take it from there. Okay, does that make sense? So now, if you are needing how this all works, I have made a document myself for my own clients, because I know the document that Laurel used to give out was like 1 page, and sometimes people didn't really understand it from that because she's a bit brilliant, so therefore it comes from her own mind, from her own perspective. So I've got like a 4 page document here that you can have. And also, if you really do get stuck, I'm actually happy to help you right now, walk them through this, because I know how tricky this can be. I actually remember when I first began, damn it, I touch my microphone. When I first began, I didn't get it. I'd been doing lead magnets for so long that it took a little while to get my head around this concept. But I was really lucky because Dan understood it straight away, and he could just go, "Hey, Mum, that's not what we do. We don't give it away," which is our most important and most, what's that word? It's kind of like our first reaction, isn't it? We just think we have to give this away because we've been doing it for so long and always giving these lead magnets away that we feel we have to. It's become like a muscle memory thing. So yeah, just bear in mind that, in fact, set it in your mind that you don't want to be giving anything away. That's how I learned this. I went, I'm not supposed to be giving this lead magnet away. In fact, don't make anything, okay? Don't be frightened by that either. You can zip something up right now in ChatGPT. As long as you know what it is you're doing, as long as you're the expert in what you're doing, which you should be if you're doing video ads right now. You shouldn't be doing video ads if you know your stuff, okay? Don't start something new and start doing video about it and copying somebody else's, because it will probably, well, it won't feel very good for you, and it definitely won't feel very good for them, and they'll just lose trust in you. So think about what it is you know already and build your business around what you already know, okay? Don't try and copy somebody right now. It doesn't help anybody. So if you know what you're doing, you can easily help them. Pretend they've just paid you $500 to solve the problem in 10 minutes, and then you just quickly type it out. There's a list of things they can do, and then send that to them with a link video. It's that simple. And then majority of the time, people are going to go, well, this person knows what they're doing. They can see the confidence in your face on your link video as well. Hear the tone of your voice, so they can see that you really are confident in what you're doing, and they know that you know what you're doing as well. Okay, so that's where the key is right now. And the value bomb thing, Laurel suggests using it as a